curses! Garrosh!
Victory or death for Doomhammer!
Hey guys, how's it going?
The end is coming!
Doomsayer, okay. Is it possible to kill it? I don't think so. Storm for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 50-50. I can't really go for it. Good luck today. Thanks. This match I'm mainly looking to make as many totems as possible, hero power against controller, just about every turn if I can manage it and not fall too far behind on board, which is kind of easy to do against controller. Generally, I don't like playing Mana Tide even on 3 if you can't make a totem.
Did you bring some fish?
So, this deck I played last week, towards the end of the week, a decent amount, and it's, I guess, changed a little bit since then. Only a tiny bit. Gonna have to give up my board again. Oh, that's bad. So many totems down.
I wonder.
I could double Lightning Storm to save like 3 totems, 3 units, 3 mana next turn. It's...
There is little time.
Actually, it's probably worth it. Against a double Doomsayer controller, probably not Cthulhu. I think Lightning Storm's a little better against Cthulhu than Control Warrior, because Cthulhu has more minions, especially like Twin Volks. The game is a little low, sometimes drowns out your voice. That seems like 2 conflicting things. I don't understand what that means. Because that's like the opposite, right? If the game is a little high, it would drown my voice, so I don't really understand.
I have an axe to grind.
I think let's go ahead and play this in the Wolves.
Elements I like, totems I love.
This guy's actually giving me a lot of problems, the Bloodhoof Brave. I didn't get any snowball cards. That's why one turn where I was like thinking about, like in turn 7, instead of making a turn, I was thinking of Mana Tiding, because I want to cycle for something like Thunder Bluff and Flame Tongue. I still decided to try to make a hero power return though. Let's see, this is a free kill like this, and then here, and spell power. Game looks hard for me to win. It's definitely not impossible still. We can grind out the Gorehell eventually.
The light protects me.
So this Jeweled Scarab with Wear, I feel like it's almost like over 50% that he gets Ravaging Ghoul. Alright, looks like he didn't. That's definitely worse than Ravaging Ghoul, right? Because there's not that many 3-drops for Warrior, and it's Discover Warrior 3-drops, so... It's at 4 now. Both my 5 health guys are kind of safe. Okay, actually we can summon Taunt Totem 100%. That's great right now. And you can actually clear his board for free, kind of. Just losing a Divine Shield. I mean, eventually I'm gonna get brawled. This is a likely turn. We'll have to rebuild a couple of times. If he has second brawl, we'll have to get that one out of the way too. And then if we can pick up like a lucky Tuskar Totemic with Manatide, maybe second Manatide Totem, and pick up like another Hex soon, maybe Thunder Bluff, that generates a lot of threats. I'm trying to think if I should play my whole hand here or hold the Master of Evolution back. Let me see what totem I get first.
Little time.
So his hand is situational. Oh no, he played a minion, never mind. Actually, I don't think I should have held it back, because this board isn't enough to bait out the brawl, but the Master of Evolution probably is, if I had it last turn. Oh, that's kind of weird, because it blocks our Flame Tongue Totem on the right. I guess our board's gonna get brawled eventually anyways. Game sound is too loud. What about like that? I turned down in OBS. That kind of puts us on a clock, because we can't really beat Elise.
My ancestors watch over. There is a lot at stake. Toasty!
So let's see, what cards is he likely to have? Second Brawl is kind of likely, and we'll find out probably this turn. Kind of likely for him to have... Well, my board's enough. I don't need to play the Manatide, even though I could buff the Manatide. This is already forcing on an answer. Thunder Bluff is crazy. Like, Thunder Bluff will do 50 damage by itself in, I think, 2 or 3 turns. So we're gonna save the Manatide after AoE. He could have minions that he doesn't want to play, and he's waiting for an AoE. He could also have... He hasn't played any Ravaging Ghouls yet, but... I feel like there's been good turns for them, so... Okay, it's gonna execute it. But our board's still crazy. Bash. Our board is so much power still. Just because you killed Thunder Bluff, I already got 2 Inspire activations on it. Actually, he shouldn't have a Brawl right now. Let me see what totem I get. There's only one, right? 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 6, 13 power. It's actually very unlikely he has a brawl. Let me attack. Let me see what I get him to. So you can't. Revenge is kind of likely though.
little time.
Execute is likely. Perhaps another minion that you didn't want to drop into this board. I guess the main thing is I want to force him to make a move first. I'm already threatening lethal anyways. Not a bad draw, I guess. It looks like he's running the deck where his only threat is Grom, maybe like mid-range stuff like Blue Hoops and Elise. Okay, let's go pick packs. Because I was gonna say, it seems like he's running double Doomsayer, double Revenge. Like it's like a whole deck full of removal and Elise is, you know, what I was thinking. But I guess he has Sylvanas as well. I don't think he has a lot of minions though. It's not gonna be a better Hex target, that's for sure. We have 0 power on board. The thing is, our board's almost enough to force out a brawl. No, I can't play that slow. We're gonna get Elise soon. Oh! I thought I clicked it here. Fat fingered it. Just because, like, Mana Tide is enough to force out a brawl by itself almost. Kind of same as Flame Tongue. So I don't like playing both together in a way, but...
I bring life.
Okay, it looks like I'm giving up on killing alik'r, so it's not happening. I'm pretty sure, even with 2 Flame Tongues, this is like a weird stop blocker, and 4... Yeah, and I killed Totem first. I have to kill Totem too.
Did you bring some fish?
Man, 2 Flame Tongues actually doesn't work that well together. Oh my god, alik'r and 2 Flame Tongues though. If I put them next to each other and alik'r in the middle, let's see, I put this here, it's 4, alik'r is 6, that's pretty good. $14, $15, $16, $17. 14 plus 5 is 19, so I'm off by a little bit. I'm going clear.
I'm almost out of cards.
He's almost out of cards too. His Cage Ball. He got the brawl from the draws. This card's probably execute, and his last card's one of the Elise cards. I could get a 7-drop here. Or I could just... Going from 5/5 to a 7-drop is only going to be average of like 7/7. But going from this to a 3-drop, since Watcher's useless, is probably better, I think. I have 16 power, he has 17 life. Hopefully it doesn't get the monkey. I can still win actually, even if he gets monkey I just realized he doesn't win. Because 6/6 with taunt, but he doesn't have that many cards left. So he won't get that many legendaries, and if his legendary doesn't beat my board, I just win on board at the end of the game in fatigue. Okay, so next he has like execute, something else, and a monkey. Probably just holding the execute to change into legendary. Okay, I'll answer some questions later for a sec. Why'd you swap Doomhammer for alik'r? I swapped Doomhammer for alik'r because... So in these kind of matchups... okay, so I realized that my deck isn't really that fast anymore. Like, this is a very slow midrange shaman. Doomhammer was like really only like super good against other shamans on 5 sometimes. Later on, like alik'r has a lot of alik'r has some of the same burst potential as Doomhammer. It actually synergizes more with Flame Tongue Totem more, but the main thing is like I was getting into some matchups against Warrior where like, you know, like look at that game, how grindy that was. Actually beat him in Fatigue. I was getting some situations where I was like having to play Doomhammer or like getting, I guess I could hold it, but it'd be a dead card at that point. Like against, I'm actually going into very long games and not like rushing down control decks, and when I played Doomhammer I was using Harrison Jones too much.